Ensuring good data quality is one of the most crucial aspects of any web scraping project. You build spiders, make them run for months into the wild, and one fine morning you wake up finding that instead of scraping 300 items, it just scraped 20 because the website changed or anything can happen in between. Or sometimes you're expecting your JSON field to have the price component, but it's coming up empty. To ensure you as community members of Zyte do not run into such data qualities or web scraping issues, let me showcase you how you can easily integrate one of the free open source packages, Spidermon, into any of your Scrapy project, which will ensure that you will have the best data quality, and it will also trigger notification in case anything goes wrong. As always, all the relevant links will be in the description below, but first let me showcase you my current web scraping project. So this is one of the web scraping project where I'm scraping an e-commerce site, and it's returning these 16 different products. So I have the name of the products, I have the price, and I have the URL of the product. So over here I 16, and I want that if any of the web scraping spider run is failed and I'm getting less than these products, then it should trigger notification and I should be able to see the report. So enter Spidermon. It's extremely powerful open source framework for spider monitoring, maintained by the Scrapy and Zyte developers alike. And as you can see, it has a lot of different powerful features. You can monitor your spiders while they're running, after they have successfully run, and you can also put up some notifications. So if your spider run is failed, then you can set up a Slack notification, a Telegram, or Discord. And you can also do item validation. So for example, if you're expecting a float kind of entry and you're getting a string, then it can also raise the alarms, and your spider run will be saved and you don't have to waste a lot of time debugging what's wrong. But yes, it's a bit tedious to set. You can see that there are a lot of different moving pieces. You have to set up the monitor classes, you have to set up the project schema, but I promise that I will showcase you how you can do it without writing a single line of code yourself. So what I've done, I've created a Claude skill which will help you to create Spidermon on your own. So this one is a Spidermon assistant skill, and you can import it into Claude, and this will help you write the Spidermon setting, and you don't have to do anything yourself. So let us see it in action. So over here I have a Claude Code instance running on this particular project that I just showcased you. So what I can do is I can take one or two entries over here from the successful run. I can say something like, here are two results from my Scrapy run, and I'm just gonna paste it, and I will say help me set up Spidermon for this project. I'm using the Claude Sonnet 4.6, and this one has the new 1 million context window, and I'm using it on a medium activity, so it's not gonna hopefully burn a lot of tokens. So as you can see that this is reading all the projects file from this particular Scrapy project. It's checking out the setting, it's checking out the page object, and this particular project I've created using the web scraping copilot. So this one is definitely using the Scrapy poet. As you can see, here is my page object, and over here I have my spider. So very clean spider because of the Scrapy poet, and everything will be fetched by this. So I just have to give it permission to read this, and it will come back with the suggestion on how to best implement the Spidermon. You can also implement it manually and have all the monitorings, whatever you require, all the things, but this is much easier way and much cleaner way. So over here it has seen that I've taken a look at the project. I read the full project. So it says the project name is base, spider name is products, item is using data class. So yes, I'm using data class. I'm not using address for this one. Scrapy version is 2.12. No compatibility issues. Scrapy poet, yes, I'm using it. This is the page object, and the field that I'm using is name of the product, the price, and as well as the URL. And one thing you note here, it also mentioned that the price is in string. It's not in the float. So if you're using something like string instead of float, then it will also mention it, and you can change it over here, or you can just keep using the string. It has come back and it has asked two questions. So how many products does API Exhaust tool have? So it's trying to understand that if I scrape and I have less than 16 products, because I showed you over here that currently I'm getting 16 products. So I can set it over here and I can just say at least 10. So I want it to have at least scrape 10 products on every successful run. And it's also asking me, do you want a HTML report? And I would say yes, I want HTML report, and that's it. So everything it has figured out on your own, and that is why I recommend you to run it into a Claude Code instance. You can also run it into a Claude Chat instance, but then you have to manually set up everything. It can spit out the things that you need to put in settings.py, and you have to set some monitors, but it's much easier to do it in the Claude Code instance over here. So what it's going to do based on our input, it will set up the project. So it will download the Spidermon if it haven't already, using your package manager. In this case, I'm using UV, but but if you're using pip, then it can also handle it using that. And for the HTML report, it's also gonna be downloading Jinja 2, which is used to create the HTML reports. And if you want to get notified, then you also have to add API keys for Telegram, Discord manually. Also, this is not an official skill from Zyte. We have created it into the DevRel team to be used by us. So always create a backup of a project before testing it. And if you don't like something, then definitely you can reach out to us on GitHub. We have the new GitHub organization where DevRel team is posting all this interesting things. So over here, you can see that it has done its setup. So let's see what things it has done. So a lot of different things actually. So first of all, it will start by creating schema.json file over here. And every project at Zyte begins with schema.json. This ensures that whatever we are planning to scrape, it's not, there's no mismatch there. So data quality is ensured. So it's saying that price is string and it should have at least one entry over there in the case of URL as well. And it also set up the Spidermon in settings.json file. So settings.py file, sorry. So if you go over here, you can see that indeed it has set up Spidermon, and over here you can see that it has set up minimum item as 10 because that's what we have provided. So if it is less than 10, then it will raise the alarms, otherwise it will not. And yeah, so all the thing is done by the Claude Code. You don't have to do it anything yourself. I'm gonna ask it to scrape it. So run the spider, save the output in apx.json file and open the Spidermon report. So I've asked this to run the spider, and in case there is anything wrong, then it will make changes on the fly and patch everything. Otherwise, depending on the projects, if you're using data classes, if you're using attrs, there might be a few moving pieces, but this skill should be able to handle it. Again, I would simply advise you to take backup of your project because this is not an official skill by the Zyte team. So as you can see, it has done all the scraping. It's asking me if you want to open the report. Yes, I want to open the report, and here is the report. So the Spidermon report, product spider, it's saying the spider is all passed, 16 items, 17 requests, and everything is there. The stat monitor, the field coverage monitor, the finish monitor, everything is looking good. Now, just to test it out that it's working, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to the settings.py file, and I would say that instead of let's say 10 items, it should do 1000 items. So that's the very first thing that you can catch when it comes to data quality. You're expecting 1000 items, but you're only getting 10, then that should definitely raise a suspicion, and Spidermon should handle it. So what I've done, I've just changed one thing over here, that I am expecting this scroll to have 1000 items. So I would say run the spider again. Save the output to, I would say, let's call this file apx1000 because this one is 1000, and report the Spidermon. Now, ideally what the Spidermon report should say that it is an error because the spider is expecting 1000 products, but it's only getting 16. But let's check it out. So it has done the scraping again. And yes, I want to open the report. Yes, over here you can see that this report was fine, and this report is failed even though it's have same number of items. So let's see what it's done, and I can see expecting item scraped count to be greater than equal to 1000, current value is 16. So that's the very first data quality thing that you can catch right then and there. If the website that you're targeting, the DOM is changed or anything happen, then the Spidermon will help you, and you can find this, and you can have this beautiful HTML report. So this one is passed, and also as I mentioned, you can set up the alerts, and for that you need some API keys. But yeah, everything is set up here by the Claude skill. I haven't touched it. I haven't written a single line of code. And every Scrapy project, if you are doing it in production, then definitely check out Spidermon. It's a really good thing. It has different integration as well. So if I go back to the Spidermon documentation, again, the link will be in the description below. You can see that you can have all this action, Slack integration, and this also gets integrated with some of the data monitoring tools like Sentry and SNN, and it can also send you an email with the report. So very interesting and underutilized framework. So definitely check out Spidermon, and let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and do check out the documentation and make your first API call. Everything will be in the description below. Before you go, do drop a like to this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.